This thing reads like stereo instructions. Oh, hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile, and today we're breaking down and reviewing Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
Stop, Andy! You know what happens when you say his name 3 times.
Yeah, my jaw still hurts from when we said Candyman 5 times.
Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew?
Oh, God!
Talks of a Beetlejuice sequel began in 1988, and over the years, there have been numerous writers attached to the project.
How they got out of their restraints, we don't know.
The original Beetlejuice script was very different and much darker. Beetlejuice was a winged demon who took on the form of a short Middle Eastern man.
Suddenly, Mr. Burton's Oompa Loompas make more sense.
In comes a writer named Warren Scarron, who was an interesting guy. The governor of Texas made him the executive director of the Texas Film Commission in 1970. Warren is the guy who told Tobe Hooper to rename his film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The original title was Head Cheese.
Warren then went on to do rewrites for Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and Batman.
Yep, he's the writer who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
However, Warren is also the guy who rewrote Beetlejuice, turning it into the horror comedy we know and love. Speaking of love, in 1990, Warren was writing the sequel, Beetlejuice in Love, but died of bone cancer at the age of 44.
In the afterlife, he was probably rewriting his own obituary.
That same year, Burton hired Jonathan Gems to write Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, but Burton and Michael Keaton were too distracted doing Batman Returns.
Yeah, I'd be distracted too.
Now, let's fast forward to 2012, when writer Seth Grahame-Smith, who worked with Burton on Dark Shadows, was hired to finally crack the story. The final script was written by Alfred Goth and Miles Miller, the team behind Burton's Wednesday series on Netflix.
Andy, would you get to it? I feel like I'm in the afterlife waiting room.
Okay. It's been a long 36-year wait for this sequel, so let's see if Beetlejuice is still the ghost with the most.
Whoa! Don't you hate it when that happens?
So, what is Lydia Deetz up to in 2024? She's the host of a supernatural TV show called Ghost House, produced by her lame new boyfriend, Rory. While taping an episode, she has a quick vision of Beetlejuice in the audience.
Now's my chance.
Women! Sometimes you have to stalk them for decades before they notice ya!
What? No! Lydia then gets a call from her stepmom, Delia, informing her that her father, Charles, has died. The Deetz women then go and pick up Lydia's daughter, Astrid, and Lydia is forced to go back to the town of Winter River.
Daylight come and we want to go.
Is that really the song Charles wanted for his funeral?
It brings back fond memories of Shrimp trying to kill him. Right after the funeral, Rory asks Lydia to marry him in front of everyone, and she reluctantly agrees, causing Astrid to run off. Lydia's life is turned upside down even further when Astrid opens a portal into the afterlife.
Typical teenager!
Desperate to save Astrid, Lydia has no choice but to seek the help of Beetlejuice.
I swear on my dead mother's soul. Days.
I don't get it. They were friends in the cartoon.
I really liked the inciting incident to this story, even though It came from a dark place. The reason actor Jeffrey Jones, who played Charles Deetz, isn't back is because he's, blacklisted.
The pervert was doing a lot more than bird watching.
Dad!
Can't you see I'm relaxing in here?
I thought he wouldn't be in the movie at all, but they found a humorous way to pepper in his character. For instance, when Delia explains what happened, it's told by using stop-motion animation. We see this Charles puppet survive this horrible plane crash, only to get eaten by a shark.
'Cause fuck 'em!
I chuckled because his tombstone was shaped like a shark fin.
So when you see Charles in the afterlife, he's this headless corpse that's gushing blood. If his character had to be included, I think they found a pretty clever way to dance around it. I enjoyed the story more than I thought I would, but my main critique is that the second half felt overstuffed. There are a couple subplots and characters that don't get enough time.
Unfortunate, because you got all the time in the world when you're dead.
Lydia Deetz is a character that spoke to Tim Burton and meant a lot to Winona Ryder. Our goth queen is still strange and unusual, but a little more grounded.
It's 2024, and she can still rock those choppy bangs.
Unlike Courtney Cox.
This is mostly Lydia's movie, except the mother-daughter roles have been reversed. Now Lydia knows what it's like to be in her stepmom's shoes, taking crap from her daughter, and it leads to a nice moment between Lydia and Delia.
Stop torturing your mother!
Delia can't replace Lydia's mother because she's still alive, but they can be friends.
You know what? I was your mother and your best friend.
Sure. Speaking of Delia, you can tell Catherine O'Hara is having a blast in this movie. She's still an eccentric artist and steals almost every scene she's in.
How she fit the scenery into her car, we don't know.
Our final returning character is the Juice himself, Michael Keaton, and at 73, he still got it. He slithered into that striped suit, like he wore it yesterday.
Andy, how did Beetlejuice unshrink his head?
You're messing up here! Come on! Whoa! Whoa! Stop it!
I don't know. It wore off?
Is Beetlejuice now in charge of the afterlife?
Maybe. Or maybe not.
But he has an office, and those assistants with the shrunken heads.
Look, some of this isn't explained all that well. Keaton plays Beetlejuice perfectly, delivering his trademark mix of dark humor, manic energy, and mischievous charm. He's foul and despicable, but damn it, you can't help but love him.
My hero! In 600 years, he hasn't evolved as a person.
Justin Theroux plays Rory, and he serves his purpose as Lydia's slimy TV producer and new boyfriend. Yeah, that's about it. Another new character is Wolf Jackson, played by Willem Dafoe. He's a ghost detective. Sorta. He was a B-movie action star when he was alive, and took the stunts a little too seriously.
Speaking of on-set casualties, Alec Baldwin isn't back.
Yeah, the Maitlands don't return, because I guess their story is finished, and something about finding a loophole.
How convenient.
Also, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis are noticeably older, and ghosts don't age.
Stop it! They're dying!
Instead of digitally de-aging them, I'm glad they just kinda got it out of the way with a quick joke. One of the few disappointments in the film is Monica Bellucci as Dolores, Beetlejuice's ex-wife, who has returned to get revenge. We get this great black and white backstory, inspired by Mario Bava, where we learn about her and Beetlejuice's history. The flashback and her introduction, where she staples herself back together, were great. I figured she'd play a big role in the film. But no! Sadly, you could cut out her character with an axe, and you wouldn't notice.
Tim Burton just wanted to show off his new girlfriend.
However, the real standout of the movie is Bob. I wish I had a friend like Bob.
Me too. He ain't no snitch. Probably because he can't talk.
Hashtag justice for Bob.
Oh, and Jenna Ortega is in the movie too. Her chemistry with Winona is the emotional core of the film. They butt heads because for some reason, Lydia can't see Astrid's dead father, so she thinks her mom is a hack. However, Astrid is about to learn ghosts are real.
It's true. On Ghost Adventures, they possess Zach Baggins in every episode.
With a budget of $100 million, Beetlejuice has grossed over $264 million worldwide.
I can't get to the straw. Ow, my eye!
Damn, I came this close to having 2 different sandworm sex toys. I mean, collector cups. Hello?
According to Tim Burton, he's been drained by Hollywood and went back to the basics of working with a creative crew, great actors, and practical effects. He went back to his roots, and I'm not surprised Beetlejuice 2 is doing so well because this is the Burton we have missed.
With every throwing knife so far.
Once again, Burton's signature visual style is a character in the movie. It's front and center in all its German expressionist glory.
The set builders lost their levels and straight edges.
The practical effects, set designs, and use of stop-motion animation has all returned to recreate an afterlife that is familiar and eerie, yet whimsical.
An afterlife as whimsical as the DMV.
Number 54,601.
However, Beetlejuice isn't without its flaws. The plot has some trimmable fat and undercooked characters. Yet, the film's charm is in its handcrafted quality, chaotic energy, and the joy of seeing these characters again.
The more BJ movies, the better.
So, would I recommend Beetlejuice? Yes, it's a legacy sequel that is better than most, and a fun horror comedy. It doesn't top the original, but it has enough of that old Beetlejuice magic to satisfy fans, old and new.
Sandworms are so trendy right now.
36 years later, Burton delivers a sequel that almost perfectly blends nostalgia with fresh, quirky characters and set pieces. Winona Ryder, and especially Michael Keaton, make triumphant returns, and the addition of Jenna Ortega was a no-brainer. The sequel isn't perfect, but Beetlejuice has proven he's still the ghost with the most. Tell us what you thought of Beetlejuice 2 in the comments below. We've been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
Hit the bell, join our Patreon, and watch another damn video.